Hey, you! Yeah, you! The one who's been wondering why you keep hitting the brakes right when life's about to speed up. Let's talk about that today. Because I've got a hunch you're tired of watching yourself stumble over the same old traps. We're diving into the brilliant, twisty world of Carl Jung to figure out why we self-sabotage it. And trust me, this isn't your average pep talk. This is about getting real with the stuff lurking in your head. The stuff that's been quietly steering you off course. Ready? Let's go. Ever catch yourself tripping over your own feet, metaphorically speaking, right when life's about to get good? You're on the verge of something big, like landing that dream job or finally sticking to a fitness goal, and then bam, you procrastinate, make excuses, or talk yourself out of it. Why do we do this to ourselves? That's what we're unpacking today with the help of a legend, Carl Jung. This guy wasn't just a thinker. He was a detective of the soul, and he's got some answers that might just blow your mind. Here's why this matters. This isn't about slapping a Band-Aid on your bad habits or psyching yourself up with motivational quotes. Self-sabotage is parrots like a secret code in your unconscious, and cracking it could unlock a version of you that's been waiting to break free. Jung's insights are like a flashlight in the dark corners of your psyche, showing you why you keep holding yourself back and how to stop. Stick with me, because this could change everything. Let's get personal for a second. What's that one thing in your life where you feel like your own worst enemy? Maybe it's putting off that project you're passionate about because you're scared it won't be perfect. Or maybe it's avoiding a tough convo with someone you love because you don't want to rock the boat. Where do you see yourself stalling out? Take a moment, it's just you and me here, no judgment. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what's that area where you keep getting in your own way? Let's dig into this together because, trust me, you're not the only one feeling this. We're a messy, beautiful bunch, and we're figuring it out step by step. If you're ready to figure out why you sabotage yourself and how to break free, hit that like button. It's a little signal to the universe that you're in. Subscribe for more deep dives like this, and share this video with someone who needs a nudge toward their own breakthrough. Maybe it's that friend who's always gonna start tomorrow, you know the one. Let's keep this energy moving. So, why do we self-sabotage? Carl Jung had this wild idea that it's not just laziness or lack of discipline, it's your unconscious mind pulling the strings. He called it the shadow this, hidden part of you stuffed with fears, insecurities, and all the stuff you've shoved under the rug because it's too messy to deal with. It's not your enemy though. It's more like a scared kid trying to keep you small. Jung dropped this bombshell. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. Think about that. If you don't look at this stuff, it's basically running your life on autopilot. Let's break it down with some science, because this isn't just woo-woo. The American Psychological Association says up to 90% of what we do every day are choices. Our reactions comes from unconscious habits and beliefs we don't even clock. That moment you put off sending that email because it's not the right time, or when you convince yourself you're not ready for a big leap, that's your shadow whispering. Hey, let's stay where it's cozy and predictable. It's not dumb, it's just scared. Here's a story to make it real. Picture this. You're about to pitch an idea at work, something you've poured your heart into. You're buzzing with excitement, but as the meeting creeps closer, your brain starts spinning. What if they hate it? What if I bomb? Next thing you know, you're knee-deep in a Netflix binge instead of prepping, and you roll into that meeting half-baked. Sound familiar? I've been there too. A while back, I had this shot to lead a project I'd been dreaming about forever. I was pumped until the night before the pitch. Suddenly, I'm scrubbing my kitchen grout at 2 a.m. instead of practicing. My shadow was like, nope, too risky, let's clean instead. It's sneaky like that. So how do we stop this? Jung's got a word for it. Individuation. It's about facing your shadow, not with a baseball bat, but with a cup of coffee and a chat. You get curious about it. Try this. grab a notebook and jot down 3 fears tied to that thing you keep dodging. Maybe it's fear of rejection, fear of not being enough, or fear of change. Then ask, what part of me is freaking out and why? It's like shining a spotlight on the shadow ant. Trust me, it blinks when you do. I tried this with my kitchen cleaning fiasco and realized I was terrified of looking stupid in front of my team. Once I saw that, I could prep without the panic. Pause. Here, have you ever noticed a pattern like this in your life? Where you dodge something big because it feels too risky? What came up when you faced it or didn't? Share it in the comments. I'm dying to hear your story, and maybe we'll spot some shadow tricks together. Let's get real for a minute. If you keep letting your shadow run the show, you're signing up for a life of what-ifs. You'll watch chances slip by, jobs you didn't apply for because I'm not qualified. Relationships you didn't fight for because they'll leave anyway. Dreams you left gathering dust because it's too late. That's the pain of staying blind to this. And it's not just about missed shot psychology. Says chronic self-sabotage can spiral into anxiety, burnout, even depression. A study from the National Institute of Mental Health found that people who don't address these patterns are 50% more likely to feel stuck long-term. That's not a life sentence, it's a wake-up call. But here's the flip side, and it's beautiful. When you start peering into your shadow and owning it, you take the wheel back. You stop second-guessing every move and start trusting yourself. Imagine going for that promotion and nailing it, not because you're fearless, but because you're not letting fear decide, or launching that side hustle because you're okay with screwing up and learning. You'll feel lighter, freer, like you're actually living as you. The Journal of Positive Psychology backs this up. Self-awareness cuts self-sabotage by up to 40%. And Stanford found that people who reflect on their inner blocks are 30% more likely to hit their goals. That's not magic, that's you stepping into your power. If this is clicking for you, if you're feeling that spark of, oh, I get it now, smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and toss this video to a friend who's stuck in their own shadow loop. Maybe it's your cousin who's always about to start that novel, or your coworker who's too scared to speak up. Let's spread this breakthrough energy far and wide. All right, let's wrap this up. Today, we cracked open Carl Jung's genius to see why we self-sabotagites, that sneaky shadow in our unconscious, trying to shield us, but holding us back. We talked about facing it through individuation, shining a light on those fears, and taking back control. This isn't just fear, it's a map to a bigger, braver you. Here's your tiny challenge for this week. Pick one fear you wrote down, or one that's nagging you, and say it out loud. Doesn't have to be poetic, just, hey, I'm scared of this. That's you kicking off a convo with your shadow. Small move, massive shift. If you're hooked on Jung's wisdom, check out my next video on his archetypes, those hidden patterns shaping who you are. It's wild, and it ties right into this. Thanks for hanging out with me. You're incredible for showing up for yourself like this. Drop a 111 in the comments if you're ready for a fresh start, and tell me your craziest self-sabotage moment below. I'm all ears. I'll catch you in the next one. Until then, keep shining that light into the dark corners. You've got this.